everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So this is my non-spoiler review of Captain America Civil War. It came out, well, today in the UK, but I know that places like in the US and I think China and places like that don't have it out until next week, so I'm not going to drop a spoiler review until maybe next week. The one point I took away from this film was the Russo brothers have done it again, and they've brought a completely different aspect of how we see Marvel films. We are used to seeing the happy-go-lucky, jokey side of how Kevin Feige and Marvel take their films. This film is completely different. It's very, very serious. There are a few like laughs and hints of one-liners that you like know, but all in all, it's very serious. It's very emotional. It's a drama. I'm gonna say it's a drama, and it really tugs the emotional strings. It starts off very slow paced. You get to know the characters again. You get to know what's going on, why things are kicking off, and then just all of a sudden, just bam! You're thrown into a mix of everyone fighting and everyone disagreeing with everyone, and who's taking whose side and who can we get who on our side. And then you just see, as the story unravels and goes on, there's not one point where you're thinking, oh, this is getting old now, and it's like, oh, I'm bored. No, it's just everything seems to tick on nicely. And I love how the Russo brothers have just like they did with Winter Soldier, just bring the tone so down key to a level where it is fun to watch, but you're like, Jesus Christ, this is getting serious. When you're sitting and watching, that's what you feel like, especially when you see Iron Man and Captain America go head to head. You kind of get that emotional tone, and there's a reason why they do that, which I'm not going to mention until the spoiler. But there's a reason why that happens, and you get sucked right into the drama, and you really feel the emotion that everyone else feels before, during, and after the fight. First off, I'm going to say, just to get out of the way, Spider-Man, Tom Holland absolutely nailed this part. I'm not kidding you. At first, when I watched it, I thought, he's a bit too dog, he's a bit too bumbling, fumbling, or what have you. No, absolutely not. He's fantastic. His appearance in the film, just disappointing because it really wants you wanting more, and it sets up the film for next year nicely. And he just, some of his one-liners are superb, and for me, it was one of the highlights of the film. When he shows up, it's the Spider-Man. It's what you read about. It's what you want to be seen on the screen. And that's no disrespect to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield with their Spider-Mans, but Tom Holland just came in and just blown them out the water. And how young is May, by the way? Are they just getting younger? They just went like from old Aunt May right through to quite young Aunt May. Like, what's going on? Then you've got Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman has absolutely nailed Black Panther. It's like literally watching T'Challa come from the comic book to life onto the silver screen, and watching what it would be like to view, like if you're reading a comic, this is what it's like on screen. It's incredible. Like, his dialogue, his fight sequences, his suit, all work fantastically well, and the way he presents himself to be so wise is incredible. Like, he demands respect, and he, again, some of the dialogue he has is very wise and very mature. So I'm not going to give too much away. Once you'll see what I mean when he talks to some of the characters, particularly in the final act. You'll see why you think, Jesus, yeah, the guy's, yeah, he's smart. Then you've got the fight sequence. It is one of the best fight sequences I have seen on screen, possibly ever. Like, there's a fantastic balance between humour and intensity. So the characters like this guy and Ant-Man have some cracking one-liners, whereas the other guys, say like Iron Man and Captain America and like War Machine and Vision, are so intensely wrapped up into this come together that you can just sense how much it means to them to beat the living crap out of each other to prove a point. And it just gets so intense that you're thinking, wow, this is like, it's serious. Like, you think they're just hitting the nick and trying to like dicky dance around the topic of the Sokovia Accords. No, it gets very, very serious very, very quickly, and you see that escalate as the fight goes on. Honestly, when the fight sequence starts, grab your popcorn, grab anything you don't want to like look away from, watch it, because the 20 or 25 minutes it was on, I think, don't take your eyes off it. Then you've got Zemo. There's not too much to say on Zemo because I have to go into spoiler territory. I don't want to do that. So what I will say is this. To introduce Zemo into the Marvel Universe, yes, it works. And he is a bit of a bastard. And you see why, again, more so than the second to third act of the film. Yeah, he's a bastard, and you'll see why. And I just have to say, this is without a shadow of a doubt Robert Downey Jr.'s and Chris Evans' best portrayal as their respective characters on screen ever. Like, Captain America 1 was okay, Captain America 2 was phenomenal. The way he's in Captain America 3, he's outshined those two performances by a country mile. And Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. blows his own character away in a sense that you don't recognise him, because you're used to him being so quirky and chirpy. Well, not so much in Iron Man 3 because he's messed up, but in this film he's very serious, and he's literally living life on a knife edge at the minute, and you can see how intense things are getting to the point. It's getting to a boiling point where certain things can push him to the edge to do things he doesn't want to do, and you just see how he can just crack. Snap their finger, just crack, and you'll see what the hell's going on in his head. And because of this, and because of how things have got out of control, it brings the best out of Robert Downey Jr. And you see why over the length of the time of the film. Like, it starts off okay, but then as it goes on, you just think, Jesus, this is not the Tony Stark we're used to seeing, and it's just mint. There are a few things that got on my nerves a little bit during the film, and one of them was just the parts that were just longer than what they should have been. You'll know which ones they are, and also there's stuff there which could have been edited, because at one point you'll be at this place, and then you jump to this next place, and jump to this next place, and you kind of get lost a little bit sometimes. But other than that, that's me being very, very picky, by the way. Other than that, the film was near perfection, and I'm going to agree, it is one of the best superhero films of all time. To me, it just nudges ahead of Batman v Superman. Just because I'm a fan of Batman, I'm trying to stick up for my boy. But this film had more than what Batman v Superman had and should have had. And it's just knocked it above it. It's just, I'm going to go and see it again. I have to see this film again, because I want to see this guy. And I just want to get another take on it. But overall, yeah, one of the greatest superhero films that I have ever seen, and it was totally worth going to the midnight screening for. Totally worth ruining my sleep pattern. Totally worth it. And that's it. That's my spoiler-free review of Captain America: Civil War. Unbelievable film. What did you think of the film if you've been to see it? Put in the comment section below. If you're going to talk spoilers, please put tags before you talk spoilers. Don't spoil it for everyone else who hasn't seen it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. There are videos for you to check out. I'll put them just in front of Spider-Man here for you to check out. So please go and have a look and listen, especially to what I'm reading. That's due out in a couple of days' time. I'm trying to work on something there. The social media channels are below as well, so go and check them out too. And yeah, that's it. So until the next video, go see this film and geek out.